Thursday, Faz Radio. I see a bug.
Yes, it's a zip bug. I'm still making these.
Well, I am very glad that you're back to making those again. There is no doubt about that. Because you haven't made one of those in probably 6-8 months, maybe?
No,
At
more
least?
No, since like December.
It's now June, month 6.
Okay, so yes, I've been moving, doing a lot of moving, and this is the first day I've actually been making more bugs. I have all my old bug things. I made a lot of bug things for subscribers and stuff, and I have not given them all away. So those I still have. Just making. I found these neat little papers about this big. If you look at the edges, kind of cool.
Is that cloth or what is that?
It's like just cotton-ish stuff.
Cottonish stuff.
And so it takes to watercolor really well. So
nice.
Been making little bug things there. And let's see.
Very cool.
Playing with the Faz stamp a little bit.
He's getting back into the saddle with the art. We know he's starting to become normal Faz again now that he's back to zip bugging.
Back to debuggering? No, debugging.
He's buggering himself.
Anyway, see that in the lower corner there, the red anchor there. That's my signature there. So
yeah, I see. Good.
I should make NFTs out of these, and then this is the physical NFT that you get when you get the NFT. But then I'd be KYCing you because I'd have to have your address sent to you. So I'd have to sell the physical one separate for those who want to be anonymous.
There's no such thing as anonymity in crypto anymore. That's long gone.
Back in the day.
Back in early crypto.
I'm sure that they have anonymous ways to have P.O. boxes, but not everybody has it. Everybody's used to giving out their information.
Oh, hey, Zorro. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah, he got his, and he loves Faz art. We all love Faz's art.
Oh,
you know, when I first saw Zip Bugs, I was not the world's biggest fan, mainly because all he made was paper bags, and that drove me nuts. But he's done some really cool things with them. There's videos we have back in our archives when he started sending the physical ones out. Yeah, I don't like the bags. I like all the ones except the bags.
Well, okay, here, let me get those other ones there. The other things that I have. Because I got these made, because this is the digital art. Hold on. I dumped these out because I only have one. Hold on. I have, like, self-portrait here.
Ooh, that one's good.
These are the digital art bugs, and I had them printed up on little 3x5 cards. They're actually really thick.
Yep. Those are good.
And these I did, 6 months ago. Then I had to move and change a bunch of things in my life. So I still have them, still ready to do them. Some of the bugs are rather abstract. Sort of like digital flames and stuff. This one is the classic paper bag, but it's all like wet stuff.
The water thing is cool. I like that water effect. But
so, and then this one I actually like a lot. This
is a good one.
This is through this drawing that I made that I fed into an AI tool, and it went places with that drawing, which I rather like. So yeah, I have some of those things. I have a lot of ZipBug stuff that eventually will turn into something more.
Well, I think you should take some of those original ideas that you had and start incorporating them. You're still busy, I know, I'm sure, but at the same time, take one day and designate it as Zip Bug Day and do shit with zip bugs again. You were so happy when you were doing zip bug stuff. And you were starting to get some pretty good traction there, too.
Oh. It's all just playing around at the moment. This is a nice one.
So while you're showing your zip bugs,
we got to talk about what we're doing this week.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk about other new ideas for blockchain gaming for 2023.
Yeah.
As well as touch on Samsung and Apple with their hints towards blockchain gaming. But there's two other bits of news, one of which you'll be interested in, but you'll have to hurry.
Hurry.
Which is, there, as we mentioned, I mentioned probably 3 weeks ago maybe, that Holochain is gearing up again for the next stage of progression. Right, so they haven't done shit for 5 years, and suddenly the last 18 months they're kicking ass.
Well, you mean they've been doing shit for 5 years? It's just all coming together. You gotta remember that's how it works.
Right. So they opened up their second alpha this week, where you can earn HoloFuel tokens for letting your nodes run and participating in the testing that they're doing. So for anybody else out there who has Holo nodes or wants to get them, the alpha is running, but they only need a few hundred to test on. So if you get your info in quick with your running, you have to have your Holochain node running. And it's a physical box. You have to have it running. And once it is running, you then put your stuff into the form, and they will graciously open their doors to the alpha testing stage. So I did that the other night. One of the guys, the main guy over there, Lucas, him and I have talked quite a bit. And so I got his ping and jumped right into it.
Good going.
I was excited.
You've made quite a bit of Holo from that.
HoloFuel, yeah. From the last alpha test, little over 100,000 tokens. Okay. And you have to understand the Holo ecosystem. There's Holo, there's Holochain, and then there's and then there's HoloFuel and Hot Token, which is the same but completely different all at once. It's really confusing, but once you learn it and you go, oh well, now I get it. That makes complete sense. So I'm not going to go into it. We'll do a show on that one night because I think the technology is super cool.
That's actually a good idea because Holo is one that I started with. The first two cryptos I got interested in were XRP and Holo. I got XRP first because I was able to buy it somewhere. Holo took me a while. That's why I went to BitTrue originally. BitTrue was to get Holo or Holo token.
I bought all of my Holo tokens. There's HoloFuel that they give out. That's going to be what runs the ecosystem. The Hot Token is probably a security. Unfortunately, they used it to fund, the getting everything up and running. That is the placeholder. You'll be able to switch your Hot for HoloFuel is the plan, or at least was the plan. I don't know if that's still the case. They may hold off on that because of the security implication.
Oh, hold off on being able to switch it?
Right. It'll just be a tradable token, but I don't know if they're going to allow switching.
My understanding is that HoloFuel was something that was used only in network, and if you wanted to trade it, or if you wanted to take the value out, then you can trade it for Holo token.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're doing that anymore. That was originally what they put down, but that paper has since been removed. So I don't know if that's the same thing. I only keep up with it in spurts, like when I'm in these alphas and stuff. I keep up with it. I catch up. but there's like gaps where they're building and not much comes out on them.
Well, that's interesting because if anybody were to go after them, they've already made their sales, including to me in 2018. It would be known as a security at that time. But I bought it from BitTrue. I didn't buy it from them. So I didn't buy it as a security. However, if the SEC gets their way, then crypto will be considered a decentralized security.
Maybe. Yeah, they could.
Their definition would include Bitcoin, even though they're saying it's not a security, which is what's fun. Okay. So what are we talking about tonight?
Number 2 announcement is directly related to our subject matter today, which is the blockchain gaming ideas. I got blindsided today with viewing a couple of tweets because, of course, I have 750,000 different crypto things I follow. It's impossible to know everything about every platform. So our friends from Playable have some big news. Do you have any Playable tokens?
I do not.
You do not. All right, this won't apply to you then.
Do you have any?
I absolutely do, yes.
Of course you're going to know. You could pump your own token. Go ahead, pump it.
Oh my God,
now.
Here we go. No, I'm not
it.
pumping anything. Well, this is why the news was interesting to me. They made a point. What originally caught my attention with their tweeting was there was a title. It was something along the lines of "No, we're not following Gala," and I went, what the hell? That's worth a read, right? So I jump in there. They are launching their own blockchain. And they're in the middle of it literally right now. Their network is completely down as they're plugging in their blockchain. And all of the Playable tokens are going to be automatically gravitized onto the Playable network. So I'm going to definitely be reading more into that.
The Playable is the token that they said, hey, this thing's going to be definitely worth a lot more in the future. You might want to get in on this right now, right?
Yeah, that's what
guy. I thought they said. That's what I thought they said. Okay, just saying.
He's excited. He doesn't care about the SEC apparently, but so they had, I think Betty even played one of their alpha tests. I think we clued him in on it. He said it wasn't horrible. It wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible. So their 2023 roadmap includes launching the bull chain, and that's what they're doing right now. They're going to continue to try and get exchange listings, continue to review game acquisitions. Phase 2 of marketing begins. They're going to update their white paper and redo their website. And they have estimated releases for a couple of games. Nexus is scheduled for this month, June of 23. Starvin' Martian is for September of 23, and War of Steel is expected by the end of the year. So we have some expectations starting to flow. And this blockchain apparently is a big deal. I know nothing about it at this point. I literally just saw these tweets last night and today, and I haven't had a chance to... Right. They're, by launching their own blockchain, they're not mimicking because...
It helps to mention one's competitor in one's very own advertisement. That way their competitor gets a little boost too.
Well, so I didn't hear, and when he was on here twice, wasn't he? I thought he was on here twice. Or was it once? He didn't mention anything about their own chain ever that I can remember. So this has got to be something new. But they released their original token on Avalanche.
These chains are coming out faster and faster. I'm thinking that that there must be a quick and easy way to make your own token now. So it might not be. It used to be chains
I don't know.
crafted manually by humans, but I have a feeling that there's a new chain template out there that you can use.
Well, that's the thing is, like I said, I know nothing about this yet because I haven't dug into it. I don't know if it's still on Avalanche and they're building their own like L2 on Avalanche. I don't know if they're using a fork of Avalanche. I don't know if they're moving to Ethereum. I don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far. I have been slammed lately, and I've been building websites and working my tail off during the day, and then with the nice weather, we cleaned garages and all that. So I am Mr. Twitter headline.
Let's talk about our subject now, because it's like 16 minutes in. We still haven't talked about what we're planning to talk about.
We haven't. So
you like all this foreplay.
Well, no, like news, right? Because people like me, right? And I wish I had more in depth on this news, but people like me who are going like hell with the nice weather and working our tails off trying to accomplish things, we catch headlines and sometimes we miss really important stuff. So I do like to jump on some of this really important stuff.
Okay.
But so like I think the lead story with that you retweeted was an article you read on Samsung integrating crypto into their phones. If I understood that correctly,
a while ago.
So what is the deal with this? What's going on with that?
Okay, so you're referring to a tweet of mine that you haven't set up. You're supposed to knock that volleyball up in the air and then smack it toward me.
I did. I just set you up.
Sort of.
Talk about your article.
So I responded to a tweet that Gala Games had said, hey, tell us about some partners you'd like us to work with in the crypto community. So everybody's like suggesting like Polygon Games or this game or that game. And I'm like, well, how about Samsung Mobile? Because they have a wallet, a crypto wallet. And from what I understand, it's a hardware wallet integrated into their phones. The only way I know that you can integrate a hardware wallet to a phone is that wallet better have its own separate button. But anyway, well, gee, if Samsung has a hardware wallet built into their phones, then that would work great with crypto gaming, especially with Gala's token. I don't know about Geary, but Gala's token, that would be great. And any NFTs and so on. If the wallet would support NFTs. So if they want to partner, if Gala Games want to partner with somebody, they should partner with somebody big like Samsung.
That was pretty good. You're still kicking them ideas, huh?
Still kicking them ideas.
Yeah. We've had a couple of our ideas.
Credit for this?
Yeah, we've had a couple of our ideas get implemented, but we never got the head pads for them.
What the problem is, Gala Games has some very obvious needs, and about 16 people all at once will suggest that they do something. We're just one of the many. It's not like we've come up with very many unique ones. We might have come up with them first, but I mean, they're pretty simple, obvious needs, like communicate better with your community, actually have an FAQ, things like that. I'd love to see those things.
So let me pull up this article for us. I found the article.
The article that I tweeted?
Yeah.
The article that I tweeted basically goes into Samsung making their own hardware.
This is at the Samsung website.
Oh.
This is the official. And I want to, where am I? I got to go back to stream. It's so hot in here, my mouse is sticking to the table.
It might be sticking disgusting. For other reasons.
No, it's
Depends
not.
On what websites you surf.
Nah, we're not going to go into that.
Stop blowing your nose while using your computer. Yeah, that's it.
The only porn site I go to is Zipbugs.
I didn't say anything about porn. Yes, there. No, I don't think there's zip bug porn yet.
Yet.
Yeah,
Ooh.
depends on how much money I can make. I mean,
Right?
well,
All
their
right,
their
now we need to go
backstory does
back.
support a porn uh, narrative.
All right, so here we go. Faz, you probably can't see this because you're on your phone, but
See it.
Samsung blockchain apps. Okay, it is simple trust that's proven. Okay, so they have Knox. They got Knox on their phones. I was long gone from Samsung when they brought Knox in because I couldn't flash my phone with aftermarket software anymore and still have my apps work. So I got off the Samsung train with like the Galaxy 3, I think it was. I had the original Galaxy, and it wasn't called the Galaxy. It was called the Samsung Fascinate. And I loved that phone. I still have it in the basement in a box. I can still turn it on, and it's still running MIUI, which is a Chinese beautiful ROM that they had for the original phones. That's where I learned how to play with flashing, and I even created headers. I wasn't a dev by any means, but I knew how to do shit with ROMs, which was like super cool for me. So they brought in Knox. Knox security is fantastic. I can attest to that. I just don't like the fact you can't put your own stuff on it anymore. So, and it says it's convenient and secure virtual asset management. It brings it to mobile. It's integrated directly in there for major and
ERC20
non-major.
tokens right there.
Yep. ERC20. It does send and receive. It connects to your hardware wallet. Now there's another big, thing. Is it Bluetooth or? I would imagine probably.
Oh, okay. So
Bluetooth.
Well, that's a ledger right there. So it looks like their wallet then is just this software.
It's a software
that you can use to connect your Ledger Nano.
So it's probably like a MetaMask kind of thing, is what I would guess, right? Maybe.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Blockchain security you can trust. It keeps your private key in a single and secure location.
Well, if you're using Ledger Nano, then it'd be keeping it in a totally separate location.
Well, your crypto isn't on a ledger.
Well, that's where
the world
Ledger Nano.
Of decentralized apps. So it's kind of like, more like Trust Wallet and MetaMask combined. Because Trust Wallet is real big into the apps side of things, whereas MetaMask is more into the move shit around kind of thing. Set up your key store and your wallet. Don't take a picture of this screen. Excellent advice. Let's make this big secure thing and then leave in our open gallery our seed phrase, right? So that's what it sounds like. So this may not be a dedicated chip like you thought. But it does open it up, and it does provide a glimmer of hope that at some point Android will be able to, either through the Google Play Store or a third-party provider, be able to launch a crypto platform on at least a Samsung phone. Samsung has its own ecosystem, right? Just like OnePlus does. So they could very easily, Samsung could launch their own whole crypto ecosystem and use this wallet to connect through it, just like they have Samsung Pay.
So okay. Speaking of that, that's a neat idea. Let's go this direction. Imagine using a blockchain to secure your app store. So Google and Samsung could have their own blockchain app store, where you would have to, where it would do all the work. They would physically upload things to be available, and then you just purchase things that were in their blockchain app store, like you'd be buying NFTs. And then whatever NFT you get, would unlock functionality which you download, of course. So it'd be like each NFT would be the app key for an application that you download. I'm wondering why nobody's talked about anything like that before.
Well, it doesn't look like it's completely out yet. And so I'm going to go back here, and
which is another good reason for Gala Games to get involved with them, because by the time they are completely out, then Mirandus could work with your phone. I mean, isn't that a goal, to have Mirandus work on your phone?
Yeah, well, hitting the mobile side of it, and that's the angle I was going to go into next, because it would make it seamless. The whole idea, and this has been talked about, we've talked about it, Forged in Crypto has talked about it, Glitch has talked about it, a lot of people have talked about it, that the crypto thing has to be in the background, right? You can't have it right in people's faces.
Right. Okay.
So if they can integrate these games to automatically connect to that Samsung wallet and just dump the tokens in there,
but what I'm saying
how
is,
cool would that be?
Okay, so what I'm saying is, fine. If they have a blockchain for their app store, or that would store their app keys, then you buying an NFT would simply associate it with the wallet, and then Gala Games would simply say, "Oh, do you have a Samsung wallet? You're in. You're logged in immediately."
Right. That's a huge point.
And then Samsung would have some APIs to go and check. There are login APIs. You see it when you have to. They're called single sign-in kind of things, where you can use your Google account to sign into other things online. You can do that with Web3 also, but you have to have a ubiquitous wallet that everybody can use, and perhaps a wallet standard. So if Samsung has a wallet on every one of their phones in the standard, that means, okay, if you have a Samsung phone, you're automatically logged into our site. Or maybe you need to do something additional for two-factor authentication for security, but you're logged in.
Wouldn't that centralize it, walled garden it quite a bit, though?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what Samsung is, and Apple is, and Google is. They each have their own walled gardens. So
that would make it a little bit more difficult then. I would hope.
There's nothing to say, like when we were talking with Jesse last week, there's nothing to say, there's no reason to say you can't have something centralized in the crypto world. It's okay. It's the crypto world allows you to do decentralized. It's kind of like having, you could be riding on the train every day, which is a very centralized way of commuting to work, or you could drive a vehicle, in which case you could drive off-road if you want to. That's, you have a lot more freedom. So having a blockchain be decentralized means you have freedom to go off the rails, but you don't have to. There's going to be a lot of stuff on the rails that you'll want. So sure, there's nothing wrong with a walled garden having a blockchain.
Well, the other downside that I see to that, being the always skeptical Titan that I am, is right now, we've even recommended on this show in the past that you have a burner wallet attached to your MetaMask to where you make all your transactions. I wonder if you could have multiple wallets inside of this Samsung wallet.
Oh, I wouldn't see why not.
You know what I mean? And that way, because if you have all of your shit from all of your platforms and your dexes and your sexes and your games, and it's all in one place like that, some people might enjoy that, but the security would be ass, because if you got compromised somehow, one wallet has literally everything in it. So I could see that being a big problem.
Well, I think we talked about this in some very early Faz shows about NFTs in general are a new form of value. And people are, once this stuff becomes standardized or accepted by authorities, you're going to have a lot of people scrambling to manage that value. Banks right now are managing your money, but people are going to want to manage your game pieces. So if you have a Mirandus character, you have a Superior character, you have a Grit character, and a Pac-Man character, whatever, you're going to want to store those characters somewhere. Well, if they're ERC20 tokens, great. That's a standard that people can use to transfer the character around to their proprietary wallets. Now, if they're an ERC20 token, it's a non-proprietary blockchain, but you could say, well, this proprietary wallet can manage that. So I'm gonna send it to my Samsung wallet. Samsung can manage it, and then when I want to pull it out of Samsung, I can because it's an ERC20 token. That is until Samsung locks you down. You can only use Samsung -20 tokens, in which case you'll have that suck. But it's fine. That's a part of the ecosystem that's ready to support.
So here's what I would. This is a perfect dovetail into one of the things I wanted to talk about for 2023 blockchain gaming ideas. Okay, if this platform, I think that how do I want to put it, a wallet ecosystem such as the Samsung ecosystem, I think you need to find a way to integrate those rental systems into that wallet to make it easy, so that if you have a Samsung wallet and I have a Samsung wallet, right, you could loan me your planet that I can go play with or whatever. Because we're connected, if we wanted to share whatever we earned, we could do it. And you could easily pull that back from me, or I could easily click a button and send it back to you.
That currently exists. That's called
okay, but yeah, I know. But if you're just running to Hey Joe, who's out there, there's no guarantees you're getting your NFT back at this point, right?
If you wait a minute. When you're talking about renting to, I don't know who Hey Joe is, if you're renting to somebody, the idea is there that you're not going to hand them the NFT, but you're going to give them the ability to use it. Renting an NFT will likely have a different process associated with it than actual transfer. So here's a good example on renting an NFT. If you have a Mirandus town, you want to rent to somebody else. Well, this town can only be used in Mirandus. So why not just say, if it's rented, just have a rented, property on the token saying, with a 1 or a 0. Is this rented or not? Or maybe rented and to who? That's all you need. And if you're not the person that's currently renting it, you can't use it. And
okay,
of course,
but
you want an expiration on the rental and stuff like that.
So here's the thing. So
no transfer needs to happen.
There was an interesting conversation in CFA. I don't know if you saw it, but there were a couple of people talking about this, and this dovetails into the back end of what I wanted to profess about this nifty idea of a blockchain wallet having easy rentals. There was a discussion about how there are several people who think the main focus of Gala now is to push the marketing off onto the community, make the community do their marketing. They save a ton of money because the community is bringing new gamers in.
Well, that's always been their model.
Well, but it seems like they were saying there's a big push towards getting back into that now. But anyway, if I had the ability to share that and say, hey, go try Mirandus, if I could push that town of the marquee to them and say, go play this game and see if you like it, that could get people more interested very quickly because it's instant, right? With blockchain, it takes 30 seconds tops. It's in their wallet. They have their automatic login through the Samsung wallet. They can log in effortlessly through the doors of Gala, play the game, and if they like it, they can then, with one button click, bloop, and they have an account, right? So I think that simplicity, that ease of use, they would be KYC'd because they'd be on their phone, and I'm sure there's going to be a KYC implication in these blockchain wallets like the Samsung ecosystem with quick form fills and the whole 9 yards. That would be the ideal way to not only play, but to market, but to hold assets, to sell assets, I mean, everything could be on that one app that is your wallet in that ecosystem. That would be absolutely huge.
So, okay, so this standards are important, and these wallets using a standard means that other people can build onto it. And a good example is the internet. The internet came out, the Web 1.0 standards, and that means anybody who wanted to build an HTML page, well, that's a standard. Hypertext markup language, there's a standard associated with that. And if you if you laid out a page with the standard, anybody's browser can read it. Anybody can make a browser that would read that standard. The same exists with Web 3 standards. Now, there's some disagreement among people about what Web 3 means, but the Web 3 standards are pretty straightforward. They're technical. And, those standards are, can you connect a crypto wallet, like MetaMask? Weird. Anyway, so those are the only standards you need. Great. If Samsung follows those standards, anyone can use this Samsung wallet. Gala Games can use it. Decentraland can use it. Google Gmail could use it if it wanted to. So great. These standards are here. We're just waiting for governments to stop calling crypto evil so this shit can actually catch on. At the very least, I think NFTs are going to catch on quite a bit sooner than crypto itself. But okay, I think the government will have an easier time with NFTs than with crypto. But they're going to have a problem with how people use NFTs.
Well, with the push for the mobile gaming and having an ecosystem as large as like a Samsung or even a Google or an Apple, if Apple was going to do it, they would probably follow this model as well, because then they could keep it all right within their walled garden, which is what they want, and they can get their 30% just that easy, right?
Well, okay.
Just that easy.
Okay, so we see something new coming out with, because you mentioned HoloChain earlier. I don't know if it was this or the premium channel. But HoloChain has HoloFuel. HoloFuel is not used on a blockchain that we can all use, right? It's something used by HoloChain. And Geary is something used by Gala, not by us. We'd be using ERC20 tokens. So there's going to be a public and a private blockchain to just about everything. And the public blockchain is where you interface with the real world. So I'm sure that they'll all have their own private. Samsung will have its private blockchain, and so will Apple, and so will Google.
Well, and the integration to get to the public blockchain is going to be super important, I think. And I know that HoloChain has a map to do just that, because they can't rely. I shouldn't say they can't. They don't want to rely on an exchange giving them a blessing or a chain, locking them out. They want the ability to convert that into something before it leaves their network, because it's not like a traditional blockchain. They're building something that isn't a traditional blockchain. So I'm wondering if these things like Geary and
Sorry.
If Samsung, I'm tired too. It's 9:30 at night here. I've been up since 5. So I'm wondering if these like proprietary chains will almost be like forced to find a solution to have a neutral outcome, some sort of exchange into Tether or some type of universal stable coin before it exits the system.
Sorry. I was coughing.
Oh, Crypto Compliance going to hear you, and he's going to come over here. Or Crypto View, I'm sorry. Crypto View is going to come over here and start talking XRP if you keep that up.
Well, I don't have time. I'm going to have to get out of here soon.
So, yeah, that was another side of things I wanted to go into with the ideas for gaming. So there was just a massive upgrade to Zoom Wallet, right? You know what Zoom Wallet is? XUMM.
Oh,
That
Zum.
is the
Okay, it's
Zum. Yeah. Well, I've heard people pronounce
They
it Zoom,
pronounce well.
so I go with
The
Zoom.
pronunciation is sum with SUM. You get it? Sum as in money.
Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. So they've done a massive upgrade on there, and that is something I would imagine they're going to work towards, is having those convertibles being added at some point, because you have the ordinal system over on the Bitcoin blockchain now. So the layers can be built to interact a lot better. And I think as you see these games roll out and these ideas like we talk about on here on being able to integrate and sign in and have your KYC and have all this stuff here, I'm wondering if we're going to see a change in all of that where it's all these individual companies. I'm wondering if the big ones like Samsung and Apple and Google are just going to start buying up these smaller individual things and kind of incorporate it and fold it all into that.
Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. Just okay. Do you remember a long time ago? Maybe you don't remember. Back in 1995, 94, the browser was called Mosaic, and Netscape.
I remember that. Yeah, I loved Netscape browser.
Well, the Netscape was made off of Mosaic, I believe, but Mosaic was first, and Microsoft at the time was not getting into the internet. They weren't there just yet, and I think they finally got into it like late '95 or something. They came out with Internet Explorer version 1, but they were really late to the game. They wound up buying a lot of their way into the internet, and the same with gaming. Actually, the Xbox, came out after the Nintendo had been around, the Atari had been around, stuff like that. And Xbox, I believe they still, the Xbox part of the company still takes a loss. They'll get in. They're big enough where any large company wanting to get into blockchain can easily just buy up smaller companies at a loss and just use it to prop up other parts of their company. Use the other parts of their company to prop it up until they get some sort of market dominance. So I don't think you need the screen anymore.
Yeah.
But that's totally going to happen. Right now, what we're seeing is a lot of the early first movers into. Oh, you're bigger than me now. Probably because I'm vertical.
Yeah, we knew that. What about the picture on the stream, though?
Mm-hmm. Hold on, wait a minute. Here it is. Wait, there it is, right there. Okay, found it. So a lot of these larger companies are waiting for all the smoke to clear with regulation, and once regulation gets straightened out to some degree, then they're going to come in and they're going to buy up all the small people, make a lot of small people into billionaires, and then they will control things, and then they will become billionaires. That's just how it's going to work. So yeah, it's totally what's going to happen.
Is that a good idea, though?
Good idea. That's just how capitalism works. I mean, I what's the alternative? I'm talking about what's likely to happen given the way that things just go right now. Is it a good idea? I'd like to see an alternative to that. Sure. I'd like to see a plucky new company like Google come in. Well, Google was a plucky young company at one time. I'd love to see a plucky young company come in and own the space, and then be a force to be reckoned with. And then by the time Microsoft has Bing is a competitor to Google, but Google's been around for so long, they're a force to be reckoned with. But Microsoft started late, and they're still doing pretty okay. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's unavoidable. It's just going to happen.
Do you think it'd be more acceptable to people if they went that traditional way?
I think you just asked the same question in a different way.
No, it's different because people are having a hard time with the crypto gaming. So if they made it easy, they made it simple,
of course. If
they made
EA
it
games
more
EA Games,
centralized like that on a platform, do you think people would accept it more?
If Electronic Arts decided to take up crypto, yes. If Steam decided to take up crypto, which they said they wouldn't. But if Steam and Electronic Arts decide to decide to accept crypto and host crypto wallets or work with Samsung, yeah, of course people would. Gamers hate microtransactions right now. Microtransactions would be with crypto in the future. If you're going to play the game, you're going to have to do microtransactions with crypto or not, if crypto catches on. Yes, of course they will, because they'll be forced to. Just like we're all forced into having cell phones and text messaging and stuff like that. You think Grandma wants to text message? She could send letters just fine.
My mom won't get a smartphone. I finally convinced her a couple of years ago to get a Chromebook, and she really enjoys it, but she has an old-style flip phone, and she never uses it.
Well, the whole point is that's just the way things work right now. I'd like to see it change. It'd be nice to see something different, but it's usually the new people that come in and make the new paradigm.
So my last thought on this, and for 2023, here's what I want to see. I want to see macro transactions. Why are you looking at me like I owe you money?
I'm looking to the right, to the left, and to the right.
All right. So what do I mean by that? I want, because my kids love to game more than adults, okay? Because adults have responsibility. Well, at least most adults have responsibilities. I would like to see a kick-ass game come out that has ridiculously low pricing. Not like Minecraft or anything like that, but similar to that you're able, if you were to give your kids in this ecosystem, whether it's on Steam, whether it's in a blockchain wallet like the Samsung wallet or on Xbox or something, to where you could put dollars in and get tokens in and be able to pull those tokens out, and everything is priced like traditional gaming. I want to see traditional gaming prices put into a blockchain game so that more people would be open to doing that. They're not opposed to, I don't think, microtransactions. I think they're opposed to the ability of some to whale in and ape in and make the experience miserable for others.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack there. But I'm not sure I want to unpack this as much as it gave me an idea. I was thinking about the Mirandus playtests. Did you get the playtests?
No, thanks to Gala Games, they forced me out again, just like they did with Spider Tanks.
They require a stronger computer?
No. Well, that's beside the point. I went down to play on my kid's gaming computer, and guess what happened? What? I could not log in and play the game. Why is that, Titan? Tell me why, Titan. What do you mean?
Stupid? You're dumb?
No, because I would have had to have put my MetaMask wallet imported into his MetaMask so that I could connect. It would not let me enter the game without my MetaMask connected.
Okay, it didn't require a MetaMask wallet for me, and I don't have MetaMask set up on that computer, and Mirandus doesn't use a browser. Now, you need Gala Games. You got to log into your Gala Games account.
I did. I was logged in with my account on Gala Games on his computer. And it kept popping the MetaMask up, and I got a message in the Mirandus launcher that said you must connect the MetaMask that has the A011, which is the end of my Gala account, in order to launch the game. And I could not get around it. And I was not about to put my MetaMask wallet on his computer.
That doesn't even make sense, because Gala's website works with Mirandus. not a separate MetaMask wallet. In fact, if it did, that would be really cool. That would be the epitome of Web3 gaming. That means you could use any wallet with Mirandus, which I don't think you can do right now. So I think you're assuming way too much here.
I'm not fudding Mirandus,
No,
General.
no. It's if anything, you're
no, General's telling me I'm fudding Mirandus. No, I'm not. I was pissed, right? Because I have a ton of exemplars. I wanted to get on there and I wanted to play,
Mirandus,
but I literally
could
MetaMask. Not get in.
It's not designed to work with MetaMask.
Get in. I couldn't do it. It would not let me launch it.
Your stupidity here is blocking you from hearing the right answer. MetaMask, Mirandus is not designed to work with MetaMask. It's designed to work with Gala Games' web.
Okay, I'm telling you what happened to me. My kid was standing there too.
Because that's really fucking odd.
No, it is, and I was
talk about
furious.
the playtest, and maybe some of these other people, like General Kazin here, can explain to Titan that MetaMask is not fucking required to play Mirandus.
It is. It was on my on my kid's computer.
I don't want to forget my point, so just shush for a minute. Okay.
All right, tell your story.
So I was talking. You were kind of reminding me of the new. Internet of value with Web3, and I was playing the Mirandus playtest, and it takes a while to get your character set up, and you got to go farm the wheat, you got to go craft your fucking bow and arrow and sword and all that stuff to get things going to kill a goblin, and it's really, really hard. It took me like an hour and a half for me to get everything done just so that I can get killed by a goblin, and of course I'd have to start all over, so I'm just like, oh, fuck it. I have a lot of exemplars, and didn't get any of them. But the town wound up being very safe and important. And of course, I have a town in Mirandus, and I'm like, I was listening to your diatribe there about making money and stuff. And I'm like, well, if I have a town, people are going to come into this town and farm wheat and buy things and stuff like that. Well, it's designed for me to get a cut of all that. So I want a town in Mirandus. And I want people to be able to go to my thing to equip their characters and so on. And in playing the playtest, it became very obvious how important the town was to the game. You just die if towns weren't there. I think that's going to be ways to even open parts of the game. Smoking that dildo. Okay.
While you pump your town, you're going to put it up for sale now. You're pumping it up so that you can get more for your town.
I need to run the town first, and the towns I played in the game first. It's going to be known as Faz Town, I think, and it's going to be there for a while. It's going to be worth. I got to build up the town where it's a very good part of the game where people will need and rely upon it. Then I'll sell it. See, I think location's going to matter. It's going to be one thing to have a town. But it's going to be another thing to have one that's developed well.
So
that's a neat economy aspect, Web3 economy aspect that I was thinking of when you had the diatribe there.
No, so that's something I'm looking forward to when we're able to start using some of these NFTs in the play tests, right? To try out stuff like that and see how they operate. I have a tavern. I have a couple other things. I want to be able to try those things out and see exactly how it all works and test the economy on how that goes. And I've been saying it for over a year. I do have to get some type of gaming PC set up. I have to do it. The rigs that I got, they won't cut it. They won't. And obviously I can't log in on my kids anymore, so I've got to end up getting my own if I want to partake in this.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with your kid's computer. That's a new one on me.
Yeah, well, I did it last time. That's how I completed it last time, is I logged into his. This was well before the MetaMask switch. Did you actually switch your account to MetaMask yet? Maybe that's why you didn't get that.
There's no switch.
There is. You can't use the old wallet anymore when you make the switch.
What do you mean by the old wallet? What the MetaMask shit are you talking about? Because I didn't use MetaMask to log into Mirandus.
Okay, so I have to, when I go to, even to the Gala Games site, I have to log in with my MetaMask now.
I've never done that. If there's some sort
You
of
you
site where I
probably
have to-
didn't convert. Maybe that's why you didn't have the issues I had.
and I didn't convert. Okay, I haven't heard about
Maybe.
this.
Yeah, this happened right when, what was it, about a month and a half ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, when they did a big kerbubble thing about switching over, and people were converting, and I did it. I was talking about it on the show, that I was nervous because some people were saying they were having issues with their MetaMask connecting to the site, and I didn't want to get locked out. I was afraid to do it, and then I just said fuck it, and I did it, and I haven't had any problems. But maybe because you didn't do that, maybe that's why you didn't have problems logging in without your MetaMask.
Okay. Well, that's something I need to set up then. Yeah, that sounds like. Well, that makes things truly free there.
Yeah, see, here General says he converted, but he never connected his wallet. Maybe once you connect your wallet, maybe that's what locks you into that then. But that I was furious, man. I wanted to play so freaking bad, and I couldn't get in there. I was pissed. So next time I'll just send all my exemplars to my kid in his wallet and let him connect.
Send it to Forged in Crypto. Apparently, Nate got like everybody and their brother playing his exemplars.
Well, hey, however it works, just to get in and play and see, because people were talking that it was way better than the last play test.
So the graphics really haven't changed that much. In fact, they're not going to. The graphics are pretty much going to be that way. They're going to be a little bit better, but not much. The challenging aspect of the game is all of the things you have to do in the game. They're concentrating less on graphics and more on things to do. So you have to run around and do a lot of stuff just to get, things done. The food meter is rather annoying. I mean, you have to eat food fairly often to avoid dying from hunger, which is really annoying. They do have these little healing tents everywhere, which I think is temporary because I've never even heard of those as an NFT. I think the healing tents are there because they're real. They're trying to tune how often you need food. Personally, I think you only need food once a day, but you need, according to this stupid thing, food like every fucking 10 minutes. Which you have to run back to the town. You have to. What gets me also is, so if you're hungry and you can go kill an animal, which I did, and it's like you have these deer parts that you're carrying around. Well, I can make the fucking food, right? I can eat it, right? No. You have to go into town. You have to craft it into, like, in a tavern, into something edible.
Good. I own a tavern. People will have to come convert, and I'll charge them 1 million material for every deer
I'd like
they
to
bring
just be able to start a fire in the game and craft it into something edible right there. And, I think the fire should draw goblins to you then. And you'd want to craft it in a tavern rather than,
No, I'm just teasing. But testing those mechanics is important. If they get the feedback that shit sucked, having to eat so often, that's something they'll consider. Now, for all the shit I give Gala about their games and everything else, I do have to say McCarthy's doing a fantastic job with the way he's planned this out so far. I have zero complaints so far on how they're planning this out to be.
All right, so I need to get going, and we're at 59 minutes. So do we have any final words here?
I do want to say thanks to Glitch and Zorro and the General for stopping by, our regular guests. Hope you guys learned something. We're going to be far more prepared with tomorrow's show, meaning I wanted to get into some more of the Web3 stuff that I wanted to see in gaming, but we got sidetracked by Mirandus and everything else. So when we dive into these topics, I want to go way deeper into each of these topics because I have some more. We'll do a show down the road in a couple weeks here that get deeper into some more of these ideas I have for the Web3 gaming, how to make it a little bit more user-friendly and adaptive and friendly to the people who want to do that, because I want to play games, right? I'm still not a gamer. I'll never be a gamer, but I do want to enjoy playing a game if I feel like playing a game on a Saturday night, right? And so I do want to dive in like that.
All right. Well, cool. And then, so on that note, I'm done. I can't press the button, but
I can.
Button is right.
I know where the button is. The Faz animation is here. So thank you for joining us tonight. Tomorrow night, Faz Radio Friday, we'll be back. Hopefully, Faz and I won't bullshit too much and run late like we did tonight. So take it easy, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you, guys.